Ken Mariash here to tell you about our non-invasive neuromodulation solution for Alzheimer's, which has achieved unprecedented positive results from 2 randomized, controlled, published peer-reviewed studies in mild to moderate Alzheimer's. It's obviously a holy grail of medicine, but the thing about Alzheimer's is that it sucks in the lives of caregivers in a way no other 100% fatal brain disease does. I've lost 2 grandparents to Alzheimer's, and I've seen it up close, the horrifying end that they face. Now, you might say, well, isn't Alzheimer's isn't it a graveyard of medicine? Well, it is, and that's because we've been chasing the wrong suspect. We've been chasing amyloid. Cleaning up amyloid is like cleaning up the ashes after the house has burned down. And the drugs do just that, and the disease continues relentlessly. We need to look at this from a different perspective. Our scientific co-founders are doing just that. We've got Emiliano over at Harvard and Giacomo at Santa Lucia Foundation. They're supported by all the right institutions, including 5 grants from the Gates-backed ADDF. We are targeting the default mode network, which is where you integrate episodic memory. That is the most affected brain network by Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's being a disease of memory. We're using TMS with EEG concurrently with this patented approach to confirm target engagement of the default mode network, thereby inducing neuroplasticity in that network. These are the results from our latest phase 2 trial. We hit every single endpoint. When was the last time you saw an Alzheimer's therapy press release where the therapy hit every single endpoint, primary and all key secondaries? On the global dementia rating, the CDR sum of boxes, that is the gold standard endpoint that FDA requires for drug studies today. We nailed it. On markers of cognition and function and behavior, we also showed statistically significant slowing of the disease. Look at the upper right quadrant. On activities of daily living, that's a 78-point scale. These patients barely lost any function, and after all, isn't that what we all want as caregivers and as potential patients ourselves? The worst thing that could happen to you with our therapy is a mild headache that spontaneously resolves. We have FDA Breakthrough Designation. We're published in reputable peer-reviewed journals and getting some great press today. This is the therapy, 20 minutes a week, painless therapy. You can keep your eyes open and talk to the technician. All that's required is a simple blood test and an MRI. How does it work? We induce neuroplasticity. Simply put, when you stimulate networks, they strengthen. We change the functionality of the synapses and strengthen them, and we also lead to changes in the structure of the neurons in the network that we're targeting. We just got accepted for publication this new MOA paper that goes into glorious detail at the molecular level how this therapy actually works. We've got our patents covered that cover this method of using TMS with EEG in any brain disease, and our FTO is clean. We also just got new Category 3 reimbursement codes that could pay up to $20,000 per patient per year. Multiply 20,000 by 6.6 million patients with Alzheimer's, you get an awfully big number with many zeros after it. We make money by selling the entire system for about $200,000 to $300,000, and we charge per use about $125 per use. Our customers are jumping for joy. Neurologists stand to make about $400,000 per system per year from just 40 patients. Most of our neurology customers have hundreds of patients, an enormous new profit center and reason to adopt this therapy. This is our pathway to about $900 million in sales by year 7. And I was the person who, at Boston Scientific, would do all the financial modeling for every acquisition we ever did and every launch we had internally for about a decade, so I'm no stranger to doing financial modeling. I was the head of strategy for Boston Scientific's billion-dollar neuromodulation division and sold capital equipment in 40 countries. We're raising a $9 million convertible note that's just about allocated. It funds a phase 2 study at multiple centers in Italy. We're using an upgraded Generation 2 device that works about 3 times faster in earlier AD. And if we're successful in that new phase 2, we could double the patient LTV. That'll be followed by a Series A for $25 million to fund the pivotal study. We have it in writing from the FDA. They'll accept 120 patients at 6 months. That could put us on the market by 2028. That is just around the corner. Imagine that. A non-invasive therapy that actually works in Alzheimer's, that has almost no side effects, that's a patented moneymaker for neurologists on the market by 2028. And when we are, of course, we could be acquired. There's about 1.2 million left in this round, and it drops by the week. It has a 55 million val cap and a 20% discount. I've got about 60 investors in the round, including Pureland, Sony, Time Zero Capital, and dozens of others. If you're interested in this therapy, I'd love to tell you more. This is precision medicine at the connectome level. Thanks for your attention.